See, this thing doesn't have a place for you.
Mine doesn't either.
No.
Should have brought about it.
What do you,
No, I'm just gonna.
all right.
Just as one. No.
Have a shorter one of these. Don't have long.
That's the one. She was in labor for 36. Can you imagine? Yeah. I am really. I know she didn't want one, but 36 hours is, you know. You have to shoot me. So, you know, like who seconded and who first wanted or whatever. This fixed me up. We had we had the clerk change it to this, but we don't elect. We elect.
Right. Um,
We have
listen, we won't do this. Just for tonight,
Well, I don't know.
and then whenever we get the ones
I
that are
don't
appointed,
know. Maybe not. So I don't think that's right at all. I think it's still not an election anyway. It's not right.
doesn't seem like it's. Right here. I did. Yeah. And then I did this. Invalid. Sign. You put your email address. Meeting
Meeting
ID.
ID. Yeah.
You have a case before us tonight? So Ephraim, it's now 7 o'clock. Who is the host that will let us in? We're on Zoom. Here we are. Okay. Yep. No, I was getting
Good afternoon. I'm gonna take the roll call. Annie Anderson. Gail Blanton. Brian McNulty. Linda Dillon.
Here.
Rudolph Barrientos. And due to certain circumstances, we don't have any additions, deletions, or withdrawals that I can see right now. True, I was told that they want for me to do it in the beginning of they could always wait till the end. No. Yeah. Have we had? Oh, no. Okay. New terms would begin at.
We do it next month's meeting. Next commission meeting. No. I think so.
Dan?
Wrapping up to.
I would make an. Linda make the motion? Does Linda make the motion? If not, I will. I would make a motion to approve both March 16 and 17's minutes. Maybe it's too close to. might be too
I'll
close to
second
this.
And we have a second, that's Linda. All in favor?
Aye.
Before we get started, I'd like to do an introduction to the code compliance meetings. All right. Good evening. This is a meeting of the Village of Biscayne Park Code Compliance Board. The board is authorized pursuant to Chapter 14 of the Village's Land Development Code to ensure compliance with the Village's Code of Compliance. The members of the board are citizens and residents of the Village of Biscayne Park. We volunteer our time and we're not paid for our services. The purpose of each hearing is to give alleged violators the opportunity to contest the decision of the code compliance officer, which resulted in the issuance of the notice of violation, and to determine whether the violation of the village's code has occurred or is occurring. We are not authorized to dismiss violations based on hardships, ignorance, or the fact that others may be guilty of the same violation. These hearings are conducted in a quasi-judicial manner. Our responsibility is to act much like a judge in a court, and that is to hear cases presented by the village's code compliance officers and to hear contradictory arguments presented by the alleged violators. We are not authorized to change the code. The village commission is solely authorized to enact or revise codes. Conversely, neither the commission nor the village manager has the authority to override the findings of the board. Pursuant to Chapter 162 of Florida statutes, orders of the board can only be appealed to the Circuit Court of the Miami-Dade County. We have the authority to assess and order the payment of civil penalties, to assess orders having the force of the law, to command whatever steps are necessary to bring a violation into compliance, and to assess administrative costs. If you are found guilty of a civil violation charge, you will be assessed an administration fee of $1 amount. In order to make a finding upholding the code compliance officer's decisions, we must find there is a substantial competent evidence that the named violator was responsible for a violation of the relevant section of the code as charged. The hearing will proceed in the order of the docket. The village will first present its case, and the board may request clarifications to fully understand the case. When you address the board, please state your name, your relationship to the property, and state whether you are contesting the violation, in which case you will then give an opportunity to present your case. All documentary evidence presented by the parties must be submitted for placement in the hearing file. No documentary evidence will be considered unless the alleged violator or code compliance officer submits a copy for the hearing file.
Excuse me, we cannot hear anything. We cannot hear you because you have the microphone in mute.
The regular mic.
I'm sorry. Can you hear now?
See, we can't have both our personal devices on and these microphones on. There will be feedback. You are supposed to be hearing through the mic. Are you hearing me? No, apparently not. Oh, you are. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we're hearing you, but before we couldn't hear anybody because the microphone was on mute.
Thanks.
The microphone's been on. I'm not sure what.
Yes,
happened.
no,
Thank you, man.
now,
If you could allow me to proceed, we were just reading the introduction to the code compliance board. Each party will have the right to call and examine witnesses to the introduced exhibits, to cross-examine opposing witnesses on any matter relevant to the issues, even though the matter was not covered in the direct examination, to impeach any witnesses regardless of which party first called them to testify, and to refute the evidence against them. If you intend to address the board and have not signed in, please sign in at this time. Anyone wishing to address the board, please stand, raise your hand, your right hand, and to be sworn in. You're reminded this board is a quasi-judicial board and giving false testimony can be penalized. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the best of your knowledge? With that, Ephraim, would you like to present the first case?
Sure. Agenda item 6A, that would be case number EEN 220222. At property address 1008 Northeast 114th Street. Property owner Andrea Monsalvo Botero. And this is regarding a dirty roof. The violation was observed on March 8th of 2022. And they had a previous case in 2020 for the same violation. Notice the violation was issued on the same date. And as of right now, as of 4/11, the violation still continues. Okay.
Sir,
You
excuse
can
me.
go right here.
Just give us a moment. Ephraim's going to present the case. The board members will ask some questions if we have questions, and then we'll give you an opportunity to speak once we've heard our questions. And Ephraim, you stated that it's as to date, it's still not in compliance.
As of 4/11, there, and it was still not in compliance.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I'm gonna be really blunt. My backup to this agenda item and the two that follows are grainy, essentially muddy Xerox photos. I can't sit here with any level of confidence and make what I think is a fair decision. This roof may be very well be dirty, Ephraim, and it may be meriting of a violation. I can't make that judgment. I don't know if you all have the same exact, because I know the two of you got it on thumb drives, maybe something was different.
Okay, well, I apologize again.
can't.
I wasn't even there when they took the photos and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was going to be my same statement, Janie. I
Pass
have a
the
black and white
photos.
And the
photo.
next two are the same.
And well, I was going to say this is another black and white photo, but I do see the palm trees are green, but
I just,
do you have any other photos? Is this the only
No,
one?
I just take usually from the street, I'll take a photo. And believe me, I wouldn't waste our time if it wasn't,
but Ephraim, I'm sure you can appreciate,
oh, of course I can.
we're the ones who the judgment is recorded, is coming from us. Able to look at something and say, oh yeah.
Right.
This merits it, not, with all due respect, it's not just your word, it has to be the visual.
The problem is when you scan them, you get what you get from the machine, you know?
Well, then they've got to find another way, Linda, that doesn't help us. We can't hear cases like this. And we have some photos that are not bad.
No, we have plenty of photos. It was mainly the dirty roof photos that I was having a problem
Right.
with.
Correct.
And if we have colored photos that we can look at tonight, we can certainly entertain. The one that we just had right there. I was,
So what you guys have, I have the originals. What you guys have is That was
Do you-
scanned.
do you see what we have? Have you seen
No, I
this?
have not seen.
Brian, did you have an opportunity? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And then next to the color.
I've never seen those.
I'm sorry?
No, I've never seen those. You know, you gotta have the colored photos.
Yeah,
And even on that colored photo right there, on that one, maybe the others will be better. I'm not sure if the focus was off or the color was off.
it's still lacking, right?
It's almost a black and white photo.
Mhm.
White, yes, yes, they are. There they are. So they're a grayish now.
Well, while we have the resident here, if you'd like to say anything on his behalf, would you state your name and your relationship to the property? Could you?
Sir, forgive me, but you've got to be right into the mic or it won't pick up anything.
Yes.
Should be, no?
Well, again. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
If you could call the village tomorrow and make sure they have your address of record on the. Well, given this and given the fact that the pictures are not visible or
Clarity.
clarity is
Clarity
exactly.
lacking.
I'd entertain a motion
To dismiss.
to dismiss
I
and
would.
direct the code officer to, and within 2 weeks, check and cite.
Got it. What
It-
what would you say, about how long would you need to take care of that?
It-
Okay. Yes.
I would make a motion I'm sorry, sir, I apologize. Go ahead. And in view of the lack of evidence and the case that the gentleman has made in EEN 22-0222, I would vote to dismiss the case, but instruct the code officer to please revisit the property in 14 days to check on status.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Yeah. we're done. Okay, under 6B, case number EEN 22-0256. Property address 1210-1212 Northeast 120 Terrace, LNA Northeast Properties. Anyone here is from there? Same violation, and they were issued a courtesy notice on February 17th, and then notice of violation on March 22nd for the same. several. I always think of the Curtis.
Yes, and you said the courtesy notice was given on February
March,
17th.
February 17th, and a notice of violation was issued on a, yeah, I'm sorry, the courtesy notice on February 17th. And the violation, the notice of violation was on March 22nd. 1210, 1212, Northeast 120th Terrace.
Property owner here or on
Zoom.
Zoom? No?
Is anyone here for 1210 Northeast 120 Terrace?
These photos are better than, and actually have the color. See, as well as the trim color, there's a clear definition and.
Del, excuse me. Excuse me, can we go to the cabin because we cannot hear pretty well?
Yes, you may. What is your address? And we'll make sure that we don't hear your case until you get here.
Our case is FE 222050. 11204 Northeast 9th Court.
Yes, we'll make a note and wait for you to arrive.
Appreciate, thank you, thank you. We'll be there in 2 seconds.
Thank you. So.
Okay, so you,
Number F.
Yeah.
Are there any questions from the board? Would anyone like to make a motion with regards to the property?
Okay. EEN 22-0256, a violation has occurred. I'm sorry, Efrain, I need to back up. Still in violation, is
Yes.
that correct?
yes,
A violation has occurred, assessed a $75 fine, give until May 4th. to come into compliance, if not a $20 daily. And the reason we had been backing off of the fines when people weren't giving a courtesy notice first, but in view of the fact they got a courtesy notice first, I think we need to go back to assessing the fines for the roof and then the daily.
Second, it.
Linda seconded, and I agree with that, in that the courtesy notice, they've plenty of opportunity.
Exactly. It was different. We had heard some that didn't get a courtesy notice and it seemed only fair not to immediately fine.
Right.
But they had the whole correct process.
Can I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
That's 4-0. Efren?
okay. Agenda item 6C, case number EN 220187 is for a property address 1113-11115 Northeast 10th Avenue. Property owner Nadia Deravine and Edith Osiasi. So a notice of violation was issued on 3/1/2022, March, for also dirty roof. Here's a picture.
Have they been in contact with you or?
No, I don't.
If this was another one, we need pictures.
Okada is.
Ephraim, was a courtesy notice given?
No, usually what happens when a courtesy notice not issued because by code, if a previous violation has been issued for that property within 5 years, you just go to those, the first notice of notice of violation.
Okay,
But-
and you said there was a dirty notice violation within the past 5 years?
No, I'm not on this, that I can find.
no courtesy notice given at this current situation. Is that correct, Efrain?
Yes.
None.
Is the owner of the property present or on Zoom? It appears no one is here for that property. Thank you for the pictures there. Are appropriate and visually. No word for it. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Well, 'cause I'm still in favor of, if we don't give a courtesy notice first on this type of a violation, I'm just not comfortable going straight to a fine. So my motion would be, in the case of EEN 22-0187, a violation has occurred, give until May 4th to come into compliance. If not, a $20 daily fine after that.
So would you repeat that again? You said $75 fine?
Well, the reason I'm not advocating the first fine is we did on, I'm sorry, the initial fine is we did on the first case, they didn't get a courtesy notice. First case did. So I feel like they had their warning and chose not to do it. These folks didn't get a courtesy notice. And that makes me uncomfortable when it comes to roofs, because oftentimes somebody just gets, they don't realize, and you get a warning and you'll take care of it. I just feel that's
The only thing I can.
not such an egregious issue that we can't, I'm sorry.
No, if I may, the only thing I can add is they were given a notice of violation on March the 1st. And up to this date, I haven't received any phone call, what's going on, or what I need to do, how long can you give me, nothing like that.
Let's see, when were they given in the first one?
March 1st.
March 1st.
Yeah,
It's
no, right.
over. And you checked this property
Yes.
on, as of
As a
April the
matter of fact,
11th?
on the 11th, I went through every single
All
one
right,
and the
That's
violation.
fair, that's 6
continued.
weeks. All right, thank you, Efrain. I would amend my motion in that case. That yes, a violation has occurred, assess a $75 fine, give until May 4th to come into compliance. If not in compliance by then, $20 daily.
I'll second. Any questions? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Ethan, if you'd like to
Alright,
present
sure.
the,
6B, the agenda, EEN 220200, and it's on the property address 11121-11123 Northeast 9th Court. And America Center Incorporated is the owners. It's for a pool deck being installed without permit. Let me just, the gentleman is here. He doesn't speak much English, much English, so I said I will help him out. I was the first one there because of a complaint. Observed the pool deck being installed, no permits have been applied for, issued a notice of violation, and that was on 3/4/2022. As of this date, he's gone, and he's, I believe, ¿cuándo tiene el PNC?
¿El permiso?
No, cuando va a la reunión.
No, no tengo cita, bueno. No,
from him? Really?
Oh,
Oh,
they can't hear me? Okay.
No.
He has a date with PNC coming up, so he's doing everything to get the permits. He's
okay.
come to the city a couple of times.
Pictures, Efrain, I have black mud. I can't,
Okay, I got it.
I cannot see.
Sure,
the deck,
no problem.
even with the contact.
So what he does, he still has the poles. He has started. As he Believe me, that'll be taken care of.
Yeah, because I was having a, I don't like make out was what I thought was an upper, above ground pool.
Exactly.
So everyone's had an opportunity to look at these.
So the gentleman, he's here just to say that he's in the process of pulling the permits. And he has a meeting, a date with the P and Z.
And he's already applied for the permit and paid the double double permit fee.
Yes, he has.
That's the
So he
only no,
hasn't-
good-
he
that's the
hasn't-
only no good.
Hasn't paid-
He has applied and
He
paid.
hasn't
Yes, he
paid
has
the permit
applied.
fee yet because he hasn't been to P and Z.
Oh,
I've only heard off from Ephraim, though. Ephraim, is he scheduled for P and Z yet?
I believe so. ¿Cuándo usted tiene la reunión con el?
Oh, con el general, I had a, okay, good evening. Thank you, but my English is not very well, but let me try. You know, I start to do the deck because I think I don't need permit. I start to doing for myself. But when I start to doing my neighbor say, I said, stop, Mr. Rodriguez going there, say, no, stop because you need a permit. I said, okay, now I know. I do couple wall you see in the picture, and I start talking to the general contractor to making the paper, but he say I need to do lo del piso, lo del square de la casa.
survey.
Okay, thank you. The surveys, and I start to talking to the company for that, to do this, and I made the plan already. I show him the plan I have because I do the plan. And I think in 1 week or 2 weeks, I think it's already my permit and I start to continue, no? I want to finish, you know? Do you understand me? Oh, yeah?
Yes.
That's good for me. Thank you.
And for the record, sir, would you state your name?
My name is Jaime Orlando Leon Castiblanco. I live in 11121 Northeast 9 Court, Biscayne Park, Florida, 33161.
Okay. And you're the owner of the property.
It's in my company, the name company.
Questions? Okay. Anyone like to make a motion?
Okay. In EEN 22-0200, violation has occurred. Assess a $200 fine, give the property owner until 6/1 to come into compliance by pulling all proper permits, if not a $20 daily after that.
Have any seconds?
$20.
So did you say 300?
Anyone like a second?
I'll second.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry. Make a suggestion. Okay, that would work. I will amend my motion in that case. A $100 initial fine, giving until 6/1, which hopefully will give him enough time. And then a $20 daily after that. But sir, if there are any issues, if your permit is slowed down and you can't make the June 1st date, please get with Ephraim so you can get an extension. Ephraim, maybe explain that to him. Now with the way it's working, it may not be June 1.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir.
I'll
Web. Okay, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. If you present the next case.
Okay, 6E. That would be Okay, that would be 6E1. We have several cases on that property. Case number EN 220248, property address 11143 Northeast 8th Avenue. It's owned by One Biscayne Park LLC. Are there anybody there from that property? There's a
And
violation, there's several violations on that property and it's, we're having a lot of problems with that.
They're still in violation?
Yes. So the purchase notice was issued on 3/17/2022. I don't know how the pictures are. I can show you pictures.
those,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, there was, this one was maintaining two boats. I don't know if you want to go one by one or you want to.
Question that relates exactly to that.
I know it can be confusing because they had a boat parked in the front, a large boat. Because they said it was, they had to do with maintenance. So if you don't bring a boat onto the city, on your property where it was parked in front of the house, do maintenance. Then they added a couple of jet skis, then they added another boat. So they had at one time two boats and two jet skis. So when I call watercrafts, one is just boat storage, the other one's maintaining two boats. These are all the separate codes.
Because by the documentation we're given, Efrain, I have to admit, 6E3 looks exactly like 6E2 and 4 looks exactly like 1, which we can't do. In an admin citation, you can because that structure is different. It stands alone, it's got a fine and you move on. These, we have to adjudicate the cases,
Right.
but all the backup evidence looks exactly identical just a month later.
Were the violations?
Yeah, it looks like different days, but it's
Yes.
same backup.
Yes, they were. So, okay, let me go on the first one. Let's go 6E1. It was March 17th, 2022, and maintaining
And the other was.
two boats,
24th
watercraft
and
parked on the
6th.
property. So I don't know if you got the picture, because I have a boat in the side of the house. And this is the boat in front of the house. Spoke with the people, the tenants. You know, could care less.
And are both boats still on the property?
The big boat, the one removed, but then now they have one boat and two jet skis.
Let me look at 6-4. Let me see what the backup difference is.
And
Okay. I see.
has the resident or the property owner been in contact with you at all?
Tried everything we can to.
Even before this,
Oh, well, they've had issues before, but this is a new one.
Have they had issues with regards to watercraft or boats being
No,
parked on the
this is
property?
all-
And the pictures are date stamped and there's obviously two watercraft here.
You know, I do see now that 4 has far more pictures.
Mhm.
There's far more happening than in 1. So
Yeah.
yes, now I understand.
Does anyone have a questions with regards to for Ephraim?
no, I guess the first pitch tests are computed. You agree.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly, so 6E1 would be two boats. There's a large one and the one on the side. So that would be just one now.
Anyone like to entertain a motion?
Sure.
I'm sorry, one question prior to this. I see on the cover sheet for 6E1 that January 18th, there was also a situation. Now, was that a notice of violation or a courtesy notice?
This one on 6E1?
On January 18th of 2022.
It just said boat moved.
Yeah,
Okay, boat moved, yeah.
I'm gonna guess
They brought another one.
so it was not a notice of violation at that point?
No.
Okay,
Well,
so
what-
this technically would be the first.
Technically, what happened was I had, let me see, because I
Okay.
believe I issued several notices on that property. No,
I think there was a previous that came before the board. And then he moved the boat and then he brought another boat back.
We'll do with this one 61 first. In EEN 22-0248, a violation has occurred. It's still in violation. Assess a $100 fine, give the property owner until May 2nd to come into compliance, if not a $25 daily.
Um, Any questions? Okay. We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
from 62. Yes. Case number EN 220247, that would be same address, 11143 Northeast Eighth Avenue, property owner, One Biscayne Park LLC. And this one is just for the boat in the front for the boat storage, where they had it. It's how it-
And this boat has now been,
That one's gone.
okay, do you know how long it stayed
Trailer
there?
also?
I was there for 3 weeks. I even spoke with her.
Is the trailer also gone?
No. Trailer's still there.
So then they're not in compliance.
Well, the boat is gone and I just put specifically boat. Now they have a trailer.
But
And the same
they
location.
have a
This
in front.
trailer is there or gone?
Another trailer's there.
Okay,
So that one had the boat.
so this boat and trailer is gone and we have another trailer there.
Same trailer?
No,
So that can be another, that would
Yep,
be,
Yep,
you
yep,
would,
I
you
get
would,
it,
you would
I get it.
visit the property and cite them for the new trailer.
Tomorrow.
Okay,
I get it.
all right, so on this, we have a boat that was there for approximately 3 weeks. For
But
the,
it's gone.
Testimony, it has been gone. I'd like to make a motion, if there are no other questions, but I'd like to make a motion to find that a violation occurred in case number EEN 22-0247, storing and maintaining a boat. It's since come into compliance, assess a fine of $100.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
did we decide we can't give a date of when they have to pay by?
That's correct. Are we still being heard?
The same thing during the commission meetings.
Okay.
This is not- it's difficult.
Ephraim, would you present the next case, please?
Um,
We have to-
Well, I'm looking at it and
We did vote, didn't we? It was 4-0.
6E3. That would be case number EN 220275. That would same address, 11143 Northeast Eighth Avenue. Same property address, property owner, One Biscayne Park LLC. And this was also issued for maintaining of and storing boats, which is the same thing we did on the last one. So. But this was also, I was issued on March 24th because they didn't, when I issued the first one on March 17th, I believe,
Mhm.
nothing was done. So I said, let me issue another one.
But then it is for the same thing,
This one is for the city.
Okay.
and you can't do that.
I'm in agreement. Also, I was looking at the documentation. I do see where there's watercraft, but that's not what it was cited for. I mean,
Exactly.
additional,
No, that's the next.
it was for maintaining.
You see, at first I thought, okay, I was wrong, I misunderstood, because now there's all the other, but it's not cited for the watercraft, it's cited for the same boats that we already just heard.
So with that, would you like to make a motion to dismiss?
Dismissed? Yes, I would. In the case of EEN 22-0275, it is a duplicate and therefore needs to be dismissed.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, then I'm in 6E4, case number EN 22-0291. That would be 11143 Northeast 8th Avenue. Property owner, One Biscayne Park LLC. This was for maintaining multiple watercrafts on the property. That's a different violation. So this is regarding the jet
This
skis,
looks different.
the boat. Even,
I'm sorry, Abram, when did you say the notice of violation was issued?
notice of violation was issued on April the 6th.
Any questions from the board? Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Sure. And I'm sorry, Efrain, it is currently not in violation, correct? I'm sorry, not in compliance.
Not in compliance.
Okay. In EEN 22-0291, a violation has occurred. It is still not in compliance. Assess a $150 fine. Give the property owner until May 5th to come into compliance, or a $30 daily fine.
I'll second.
Sorry, Jenny, come into compliance by what, May what?
May 2nd,
May 2nd, thank you.
it'll be 150, May 2nd, and 30.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Efren, would you present the next case?
Case number 6F, EN 22-0250, property address 11204 Northeast 9th Court. Property owner Waldo Colon. This is for a commercial vehicle parked on residential driveway. Let me just issue, this been a case that's been ongoing for a while. I spoke with, there's a complaint stating that the vehicle, when they start up in the morning, it wakes somebody up. So I issued a notice of violation. They are here. And they want to also speak, because the village doesn't allow commercial vehicles of that. I mean, you got pictures, how's the pictures?
Right, but before you speak, do have a question. I see there was a citation and shows us paid on 10/29 of 2021. Was that with regards a citation for a commercial vehicle? Am I on the correct
So,
case?
yes, it was.
Okay,
this
so
is
it's a
second.
second time? Okay, any questions of Efren?
Nope.
Okay. If you would please speak into the microphone and state your name in relationship to the property.
My name is Waldo Colon. I'm the owner of the property. I've been there for 29 years. I always had a commercial, a pickup truck like that since before I moved over here 29 years ago. I don't know why today and right now, that we have been citing for it. Because I've been having it for 29 years already.
Okay. Any questions? But this is a commercial vehicle, and I do see where it appears that you were cited back in October of last year, and you actually paid the citation. At that time, were you,
We somehow, we weren't able to come over here that day. But we come over here now. And there is one thing about, let me tell you about the commercial vehicle. In order that, the little bit I know about it, in order for a commercial vehicle be a commercial vehicle, it has to have DOT numbers. And that vehicle doesn't have any DOT numbers. That's a regular pickup truck.
Sir, but it fits the definition of a commercial vehicle under Biscayne Park codes. Cities have various codes of how they look at certain things,
Mhm.
and this size vehicle, whether we call it commercial, whatever we want to label it, fits on into the Biscayne Park code and is not permissible.
29 years ago, it was permission until now.
no, it hasn't. The code has remained the same for
A few years,
For-
you're right.
quite a few years.
But
for
sir,
quite a
like
few
anything
years.
else,
Yeah, I need a pickup truck to work.
You may have gotten away with it for a certain amount of time.
No, another 29 years probably.
Well, sir, there are several issues with the truck. One of it is a commercial vehicle. It's indicating a business on the side, as well as it's meets the definition per the code of the commercial vehicle with the trunk or the cab in the back. If you would need to find another place to park your vehicle.
Wait.
It's not allowed in the park is what I'm stating.
Wait.
Sir, it's really important to
This-
speak
this-
directly
this-
into the
this-
mic.
I've
and
been
don't
having
pick
this-
up extraneous
vehicle.
sounds.
I've been having this vehicle for,
Sir, Mike,
I've been having this for 29 years and now you decided not to allow it?
No, sir, we didn't decide. It's not within our code to have a commercial vehicle and it meets the criteria. We did not write that. It's been brought to your attention now. It was actually brought to your attention in October of 2021. And it's been brought to your attention again, and the
But
vehicle, commercial,
Now I'm telling you that I've been having that a pickup truck in there for 29 years and no problem whatsoever. I don't know why is it.
well, in
No,
all
that-
honesty,
that-
sir, the commercial vehicle code did change a few years ago. So there,
How
and that
many years ago?
happens. Codes change.
And now I have to,
we
now I
have
have
to
to,
adapt
now I
to
have to
them.
leave my job because of
So
that?
when you first moved here, sir, it might have been perfectly legal, but it's not now.
You cannot grandfather my truck? The company truck?
That kind of a truck cannot be parked here, sir. Ma'am, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm his wife. So, but in that case, that he has to go and find another job because that's the job, that's the truck that the company provide him to work. So, I mean, it's a little bit, unfair. So now he has to go and look for another job.
Or
Because
find a place to-
we cannot
or-
park the truck in our property.
or find a place to park the vehicle that's not in Biscayne Park, but it's not allowed in our code.
Come on.
So with that, do you have anything else to add with regards to the commercial
Well,
vehicle?
what about if we park the truck on the side of the house? If there is a spot that we can put it on the side.
I just don't know what's wrong with
Right.
that truck. But we see other trucks over here too.
I believe it's within the code if you park it and you're back out of sight, but I am not sure.
As long as
Efren?
it's not visible from the front, from the street.
What
And
what I'm
there-
saying
there's
is,
several commercial vehicles that are in the rear or someone's.
But it
property.
must be fully blocked from.
Yes, exactly. It must be right.
but
you-
I just don't understand why other vehicles are and not this one. And there are other pickup trucks just like that one too.
I think you were on the Zoom call whenever we're reading this out. There were two things that might pertain to your case. Number one, it's ignorance
Can you
of,
speak a little louder?
in
Mike?
ignorance of the code is not a reason not to be in compliance, as well as other properties may be, have the same issue. We're addressing your property and your vehicle. And at this point, you have a commercial vehicle that's being parked on the property that's not in compliance with our code. You have an option of parking it outside of the park, or if it's behind the house, behind the property, out of sight from the street. From what I understand, that's within the code.
So what is it that the look doesn't like the way it looks? Because
I'm sorry, sir, we only interpret the code and we hear from the code officer. If the codes are within our ordinances, that's how we make our rulings and apply them. So, any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to make a
In
motion?
the side of the house is okay, but not in the
On this, not on the side if it's visible from the street.
Well, if the front of the truck will be seen from the street, is that permissible?
No.
No, ma'am.
So we
It has
cannot
to
do
be
it because-
behind the property
Oh,
line.
no, we cannot park in the back.
Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion?
In EEN 22-0250, a violation has occurred.
Hi, I'm Robert Porter Finch, and I reside at 11202 Northeast 9th Court. And this commercial vehicle is parked, it's backed up almost to my front door. And so it's not just that it's a commercial vehicle that's in violation of the Biscayne Park Code. There's also a code, a noise ordinance, and this commercial vehicle has headers on it. And every morning at 6:28 a.m., when the vehicle is started, it blows me out of bed. It's one of the reason why I moved to Biscayne Park was because it was quiet.
Right.
I'll tell you, it is a violent way to wake up every morning.
Thank you, sir.
remember, 29 years over here, no problem.
Thank you, sir. Janie, you were in the process of making a
Okay.
motion?
In
Seems to
EEN
me-
22-0250, a violation has occurred. This is the second offense. I would assess $150 fine. Give the property owner until May 2nd to remove the vehicle, if not a $30 daily fine.
Okay, I'll second the motion. But for discussion, why for 2 weeks? I mean, it's a vehicle that can be
Well,
readily,
my only concern is if he's gonna have to find a place. No, I mean, I understand for the gentleman next door, tomorrow would be good, but if he's gotta find a place, that's gonna make me a concern.
all right.
Now, I'm open to amendment, not a problem.
I just wanted the reasoning behind it.
That's-
Can I
because
say a
it
little
might
bit
not be
something else?
Easy to find somewhere.
My neighbor, where he lives, he offered me to park his vehicle, that vehicle,
Okay,
right?
sir,
on his
That-
property.
that's not before us, sir,
No,
and
no, but what I'm saying is. well,
thank you.
Listen,
We are in the middle of we have a motion and we have a second.
yeah,
No, ma'am,
my
I'm
neighbor-
sorry. We've listened to you.
But-
At this point, we have a motion and we have
no,
a
no, but
second.
My neighbor,
All those in favor?
Aye.
wait a minute.
Aye.
Motion
my-
back so
okay.
that everybody's got it.
My neighbor.
Excuse
where
me,
he
sir.
lives, He
Sir.
offered me to park on.
Sir, that's
I'm
not
gonna have
before
to
us.
park Right next to him. Then you're gonna have to park.
I'm going to repeat the motion back so that it's clear, Efrain. Violation has occurred. It is still in violation because of being a second offense, a $150 fine. up till May 2nd to come into compliance, if not a $30 fine.
And I had seconded the motion. All those in favor? Aye. So that you understand, you have until May the 2nd to find a new home for the vehicle or come into compliance, actually to come into compliance. If not, it's a $30 per day fine thereafter. There was a violation and it's a $150 fine. Sir, we've. Sir, you're not you need to be at the microphone and
It's gonna be worse because I'm gonna be parking right next to his window.
sir, that's not before us. Thank you. Is there anything else with regards to this violation?
Also,
Hold
so
on, let
let's
me
wait for
explain.
another.
Okay,
violation.
hold on a second. You say that if we park the car when it cannot be seen, we can park. Yeah, is that fine in Biscayne Park?
You would
Can-
need,
can it be seen?
as long, if it's within the code,
Okay.
yes, you would
Okay.
need to find out with the village. We have, ma'am, we have ordered that you come into compliance. Now, if it's a noise violation, that would be a separate issue that would come before us also, and you may be fined for that if it's a noise violation, if your vehicle is too loud. So just so that you'll understand.
Okay.
Okay, thank you kindly.
Next case is the-
Ephraim, could you present the next case?
6G. Case number EN 220224. Property address 11450 Northeast 10th Avenue. Property owner Alejandro Bowers and Andrew McCullum. This is for a dirty roof also. Notice of violation was issued on March 8th, 2022. Is still not in compliance. Person here?
Yes, my name is Carlos Colazo. Hello,
Okay, sir,
everyone.
give us one moment. We just wanted to know if you were here. Ephraim's presented the case. Do we have any questions? Let's see, Ephraim, do you have pictures?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, mine were black and white. Does anyone from the board have any questions? Okay. Yes, sir. If you would state your name, relationship to the property.
My name is Carlos Colazo, Collazo. I am the roofer hired for the property. I service the owner's roof. I have been licensed since 1985. My license number is CCC 033704. I've been in business for 37 years already. And I would like to talk a little bit about roofs. I don't know how much you know about roofing.
Well, no, sir. We would like to know about the maintaining of a dirty roof, not necessarily about how to keep a roof clean.
Okay.
What's being done with regards
get
to this
started.
roof?
The Florida statutes indicate Title 11, Municipalities, Chapter 16. On Article 3, it says that a citation issued by a code inspector shall state the date and time of issuance, name and address of the person in violation, date of the violation, section of the codes or ordinances, or subsequent amendments thereto, violated, name of the code inspector, and date and time when the violator shall appear in court, in county court. The citation, I don't have it in front of me, but I believe your citation is defective because it doesn't state what the part of the code has been violated. So we can leave that subject for another date because you probably don't have access to the municipal codes. But I also want to state that a roof is probably one of the largest investments for any homeowner, okay? And normally roofs get, a roof warranty becomes voided or nullified when someone else touches the roof. And the definition of dirty is very vague.
Okay, sir,
This is-
sir, could you get, with regards to this, to the roof,
Yes.
has the roof been cleaned? Is the?
No, because your notice is invalid.
Okay. So what is your contention? And is the roof, with regards to, cleaning the roof? Sir, they were properly cited with regards to the, you don't present it to me, you give it to,
They're,
don't need
they're
it.
not invalid citations. These are citations that are used regularly. They are not invalid, I can assure you. We're debating whether or not the roof is going to be cleaned, not the condition of the citation.
We shall see. The homeowner is a divorced mother of two, and she doesn't have an income to take care of her roof. I will do it out of my good heart. But I think it's very, how can I put it? It's very silly to force people to clean a roof on a dirty roof. Every roof in the park is dirty. You clean your car, the next day the car is dirty. Okay? I
so
hope
with
this goes on the
regards to
record.
this, with regards to this property, you said you would clean the roof. Could
I
you,
will clean it.
would you be able to clean it within the next 2 weeks? It's May the 2nd.
No, maybe a week after that because I'm busy finishing two jobs, one in Key
Okay.
Biscayne, one in
Date, sir.
Pinecrest.
Give us a date, May 9th?
May 15th.
Okay.
But also I would like to ask you a question. How come this roof is dirty? This roof and nobody cares about that?
No, we were able to see the pictures and
No, this roof, this particular roof where we're.
we're
in.
not,
We're
this,
arguing this roof.
this
No,
roof
but
is
maybe
not
you can
before
answer-
us, sir.
but maybe
We're,
you can answer that question. I'm not here to argue that. I'm just asking a
okay,
question.
we're here on property of 11450 Northeast 10th Avenue. Now, you've stated you'd be able to have the roof cleaned by May the 10th. Would, are there any
May
questions?
15th.
Oh, by
May
the way,
15th, I'm sorry, May
Yes.
15th. I'm sorry. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Okay,
Can I also make a request if you can inform me when this roof will be cleaned?
so
This
you gotta
particular roof?
understand, when we are hearing code cases, we are hearing that case.
So
That's
who
just
should
like
I
when a
ask
cop
about
pull-
this
excuse me,
roof?
That's just like when a cop pulls you over for speeding. He is dealing with you if you sped, not the other people on the street. We are dealing, sir, with this case, so allow us. In EEN 22-0224, a violation has occurred. They're still in violation. Assess a $75 fine, give them until May 15th to come into compliance, if not, a $20 daily.
I'll second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Wait,
Aye.
wait. You didn't give me a chance. Okay. We have 2, 3 other cases with roofs, and I believe you said $100 fine?
They were
Oh, that was it.
75.
Forgive me then, I'm
Yep.
wrong. Okay. I'll go. Come into compliance by the 15th, and if not, it's a daily fine.
20.
$20.
20.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0.
What does the Biscayne Park Code say about the pulling permits? Can anybody clean a roof? or
Yes,
do
sir.
we-
If you can go to the village hall tomorrow, they'll gladly provide you with that information.
Okay.
You don't need a permit to pull it through to clean.
What?
You don't need a permit to clean.
No, I know, but
Why not?
I wanted to get accurate.
But
information.
why? What is the reason why you don't need a permit?
Okay, Ephraim, could you present the next
Sure.
case, please?
6H, case number EN 220223. Property address 11925 Northeast 11th Court. This is boat on driveway, not the question. Property owner Kelly James and husband Patrick. Anyone here from 11925? I made this.
Anybody from this property on Zoom?
No, I don't see anyone on.
You've handled this case several times before, this property.
Is
So
this the fifth time?
Yes.
Am I right? It's fifth? Okay.
Yes, I've seen it twice in the past month.
And do you have, I see on the cover sheet, there's outstanding fines. Do you have the amount?
I do not have.
Because I'm going to be honest, part of, if
No,
I
of
make the
course.
motion, if I make the motion or whomever makes the motion, part of my motion is going to be that any outstanding code fines older than 6 months are to initiate the lien process. This is enough. So even though we don't know how much or how old,
I don't have
that
it.
contingency could be there, am I correct? That if there are outstanding fines more than 6 months, the village could start the lien process, providing my co-board members think that's a viable option. It's what we have been doing lately, and I think we need to.
Yes, we have. And This
Absolutely.
has definitely had multiple. Been before us several.
This is at least the fifth time.
Yes.
Any questions from the board? Okay, anyone?
Oh,
would you
I'm
like to
sorry, I
make-
apologize. I do have a question. Ephraim, do you happen to have, or does anybody remember what we fined the last time?
It was substantial because I remember the gentleman was a little,
I'm sorry?
it was substantial. So the gentleman
Right, but I
the
don't-
Property owner was a little, perturbed.
When I say it was probably 250.
I think it was even more.
I think it was more than that, but
Well, all right,
I-
at this point,
without-
Do you know when the lesson was? I have all the minutes from those.
no. Weaver, and if you could in the future on these multiple violations,
please.
maybe bring the file or especially if it,
We find on the last month, $700.
Seven?
Yep.
and that was for boats being in the property?
Yes. And there was one before that.
I should have asked the first
That was,
question.
that was
Is he in
July, that was
compliance?
July 12th.
Yeah.
That was July
that's in
12th.
Compliance, yes, as of, the day I passed by.
Okay. All right, so we fined 700 the last time. All right. What, you ready for a motion, Dale, or you still?
That was July 12th.
Linda,
July
thank you for
12th.
the notes.
Of 2021?
Uh-huh.
Good. In EEN 22-0223, a violation has occurred. They have since come into compliance due to the numerous issues.
If I may, we have two cases on that same property.
I was going to get to the question on that one, but we got to treat them both separate.
Yes, of course. I just,
I'm sorry, let me go back. Due to the multi-nature of this, I would assess a $1,000 fine and close the case if the fine is paid.
I'll second.
And again, as part of my motion, I'm sorry, should I make that clear? Any outstanding code fines more than 6 months old should trigger the village to begin the lien process.
Right, but with regards to enclose the case, I mean, enclose,
Yeah, you can't.
it'll,
I'm sorry,
it's
I
going to remain
apologize.
open,
I have to
right?
Take that back. You're right.
You're assessing a fine of $1,000
And
and
that's it.
any liens outstanding.
Correct.
I mean, fines outstanding over 6 months to initiate the lien process.
Correct.
I'll second.
Thank you for that correction. Right.
Any questions from the board?
So you're saying whether he pays the $1,000 or not, anything else that's still open for more than 6 months, you're going to start the lien process?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just ridiculous.
He just thumbs his nose.
All right, I'll call the roll. All those in favor?
We got six.
And on this second one, I can't view this as different than the first one. It's just, it's still there.
Well, this was actually a different occasion. So what he does is he brings it out, he repairs or does whatever. I take a picture.
Okay, I got you.
And then
I got
puts
you.
it in. Then he takes it out and he knows he can't do that. He can't
Gotcha.
store it in front.
Okay.
Or, you know, so it's a separate occasion.
So would you like to present the case? Right.
I understand. Because at first I'm wondering, you know, you can't give double fines for the same thing at the same time. It's not like an admin citation, but I see what you're saying. It's different positioning, it's different issues.
Number one,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
the first one.
Yeah, he paid the fee and came in.
And then he puts it back out. I just don't.
Takes it away and brings it
But still, we hadn't settled the first one, and then it needed to work its way through the process, even if he was in compliance. That was my concern with having a second one that ostensibly is the same thing, but I get what Efrain is saying.
So Efrain, if you'd present the second case.
Sure, that would be 6H2, case number EN 220290. Case number, property address 11925 Northeast 11th Court. Property owner Kelly James and husband Patrick. The violation was observed on 5/22/2022. Again, it's a separate violation than the first one. And vote on front driveway storage, and they should have noticed a violation that day. This has been subsequently moved. I think it was moved days after.
So is this one still in front, or has it been moved?
It's been correct. Yes, it's
Moved.
correct. As of, I passed by today,
Do you know how long it stayed there out?
several days.
Any questions from the board?
Nope.
Anyone like to make a motion?
EN 22-0290, a violation has occurred. They've since come into compliance. Assess a $1,200 fine.
I'll second. Any questions from the board? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and the last case?
That will be case number EN 6I in the agenda, case number EN 220202. Property address 11945 Northeast 12th Court. Marcel C. Paris, and wife Augustine. As for a dumpster on without a permit. It was observed on March 9th, 2022, and the permit was never obtained.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Nope.
Sir, if you would state your name and your
Yeah, my name is
relationship.
My name is Kenny Paris. My parents are the owner of the property for 39 years. The dumpster is because of me, because my parents are elderly now. My dad has cataracts, so he can't see. And my mom had a nasty fall. So basically, when they put the fine on the door, I came down to Biscayne Park to address the situation with the inspector right here. And I, normally, because I own different properties all over, so normally they give you a warning. And there was no warning, but it was just a fine. So initially, when I came down there, which didn't make sense for me to pay for a permit if I've already been fined $300. So I've been paying $400. So I was like, now I addressed it with him, and he's like, well, I had to take it up with the board. And if the board agrees with you, then we'll waive the fine. So that's why I'm here. I got a permit in my hand, but the dumpster been picked up like 3 weeks ago, maybe more. It was only there because my parents, the older they got, the more stuff they collected. So I wanted to dump all the stuff out of there. You get what I'm saying? And so,
We all have parents like that.
right. So, saying that, but that's the reason why I didn't pay the fine. And I also had the permit to pay it, but I'm like, If I paid a permit and paid a fine, that's $400. So it didn't make sense for me to do it. So I said, you know what? I'll just go ahead and address it with the board, and that's why I'm
Okay,
here.
but if I may, what happens is, of course, you know, regardless, you put a dumpster on and the permit was never obtained. So he says a fine, which is what it was, is a double permit fee. It's something that's automatic.
Right.
A building department. So that's what he thinks that, because we don't put a fine,
So he's,
we put a notice of violation.
so he's
You
paid
come
it?
Before the board. You said you got
No,
the
when I
permit?
spoke to you. 'Cause it
Yeah,
was-
yeah, but you said
it-
you got the permit?
Right, I got a permit. Listen, so what happened was when I came down and there was a young lady that was there,
Right,
African American female, and she said, "Oh, you got a fine for $300." I said, it's never heard of. You guys got to give a warning before a fine. And then you came, you said, "Yeah, you got to pay $300."
No,
I said,
what it was the double, because it's a double permit fee. When you get a permit after the fact, it's not a fine,
Well,
it's
see,
just,
that
it's
was
just part
see,
of
I said
the
it- then
policy.
then there was a misunderstanding because, so that's what I was, saying. That was under my impression. I'm like, so I'm gonna pay $300 plus 100? That doesn't make sense.
No,
So I was like, you know what?
it was
I'll just
maybe
come
a
and address it with the board and
miscommunication.
we'll go from there.
It was a miscommunication because I know.
Bottom line, Ephraim, did he pay the permit fee?
Did you get the permit?
No, I got the permit right here.
Let me see
filled
it.
out.
I haven't seen
I
it.
just didn't pay the permit fee because I wanted. But I was under the impression I had to pay.
So the permit has or has not been pulled and paid for. It's just applied.
You didn't take it out. It was a fine.
Mr.
Okay.
Figueroa was getting a fine and,
Right.
oh,
I don't mind
get
paying
it.
the permit fee. It just didn't make sense to me to pay double pay. You know what I'm saying?
And the dumpster has since been moved.
Yeah, it has been removed, but it was there for some time and I understand that you.
It was
needed
there
to-
for 13 days.
move on.
All right, any questions? Okay, would anyone like to make a motion?
EEN 22-0202, violation has occurred. They have since come into compliance. Pay your permit fee, sir, and close the case.
Okay, I'll be there.
Right.
We have to take a vote.
I'll second.
We have to take a vote, sir. You don't get off that easy.
I'm sorry.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
he wanted you to pay, to complete it. She basically, may I? Her motion was that, there was a violation. He's come into compliance and to pay the, permit fee. It's a double permit fee, and close the case.
Thank you.
It's gonna be $400.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
All those in
All right.
favor? Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
sir.
That was, everyone was in favor, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
What do you need?
All right.
If I may,
I have an objection.
la puerta. Pero ya.
Can I
¿Por qué?
address what this
Yeah,
issue
this
is
is
then?
limited.
Yo sé que ahora. No, yo creo que
Okay.
Wait.
Espera un momentico, wait, that's a door,
This is the door.
right?
This is the man that I came into the office. There was nobody there that spoke Spanish. The chief was standing next to me. I was explaining to him in Spanish that, and he wanted to make an appointment to see you. We gave him an appointment with a specific time to see you. You were there waiting for him and he did not show up.
Regardless, this is the notice order of enforcement, has no fines, no, he's taken care of everything, he's done everything. So I think that's it. Should be done.
No, it was not, because he had not paid for the permit. He didn't get the permit.
Ya sacaste el permiso, no?
He's speaking
It's
to
on
them.
the agenda.
Huh?
No, it's not on the
No, it's
agenda,
not.
but it's not on the agenda, but
To discuss this, but here's the order of enforcement, there's not zero fines, zero, and so I guess if it comes tomorrow, if there's anything open.
you need to look at the case.
Okay.
Right, so Ephraim, you'll make an appointment with him? breathe it in. So Efren, do you think maybe y'all could set a time and maybe a time, a set
Give him a
time?
specific time because otherwise.
No. Okay, he's coming tomorrow to speak with me.
Do we have anything else to discuss?
Yes, we have Commissioner Kennedy's. You guys should have all gotten the email because we all got the same one, but this, Mac, is it okay if Mac explains? Yep. Check your email. This is the fence code edit that Mac put on the last commission meeting. We're seeing so many of the bamboo issues, shall we call them? So if I may paraphrase, he suggested that something along the lines of no secondary or decorative fencing material, including but not limited to bamboo and other screening materials may be attached adjacent to a fence. You know, we tell people it's an inclusive code, which means nothing to nobody if you don't have any sort of code involvement. Most people pick up a book, and if they don't see something that says you can't do this, they, right or wrong, assume they can do that. So I believe P and Z is also going to go over this. And do we want, how do we feel about supporting something like that? That was in one of Mario's emails to us.
I think it was, yeah, I was gonna say, and I think I received that today.
Yesterday.
I think,
You actually-
I was at work. I briefly went over it. And so I'd like to look at it. Linda said she would also. Brian, as this is your last meeting, would you like to put any comment in?
I don't know why you start.
Well, regarding this, I think clarifying any clarification in the code.
When's it coming back in front of the commission? So unfortunately, we don't need it.
Yes, please, Matt.
Am I on? Can you hear me? Okay. We didn't set, I asked if we could get a response from P and Z and code compliance for our June meeting.
Oh, June.
But if you guys if you didn't get a chance to read it, then obviously I can't expect you to provide an opinion. I will point out one thing, that if you read that particular section of the code, not only do I think it needs to be clarified, but in that particular section, there is a special note that one particular material is disallowed, which gives the reader the real a real valid understanding that anything else would be allowed, because it says this one particular thing you may not attach to your fence, which would make you think, oh, well, then everything else is okay. That's why that one kind of stuck out to me. And I just think anytime we can add a sentence that clarifies it, it can't hurt. I'm actually here to testify in another case. When you're done with this, I'll come back up and address it.
Ibrahim, let's just say, make sure this is on the agenda. Well, even if it is, we can talk about it.
But in general, though, I have to say.
Thank you for your service.
We'll miss you.
Good team. I mean, I just feel like we focus, we get our things together. It is a real honor to work with every one of you. And it's not only, I don't think we see the same kind of cohesive professionalism all the time. But this board is just great.
Right.
Ibrahim, favor, can you please put this on next month's agenda?
Of course.
Thank you.
Copy I can have.
Uh,
I'll make a copy and I
And
get
do-
it.
Do we have a date for next month?
May 10th, I
May
think.
10th?
May 10th? when they- I'm sorry.
hopefully it's the week after our
No, that can't be
vacation,
May
May
10th
18th.
because
Maybe.
May 18th.
Yep.
It's P and Z. This-
Mac, you said you wanted to address the board?
Yeah, I was sworn in at the beginning, if anyone didn't take note of that. I'm
Sorry,
here to,
you're not doing-
can you hear me? Okay, I was sworn in at the beginning because this is official testimony. I'm here to testify to the fact that Brian McNulty has been an exemplary member of this board, and the village owes him a debt of gratitude. So I'm here to say thank you. Thank you. So, I come to some meetings and I see you give thoughtful consideration to things, and you're a real professional, and we're lucky to have you here. I would say that I wish you were staying, and that I would welcome you back in any capacity that you want to serve the village again. And I can't officially claim to represent the commission, but since I'm the only one here, I do want to say that on behalf of the commission, we thank you for your service. So thank you, Brian.
And I think it's clear, I hope the commission will instruct staff to put out another blast email, preferably dealing only with code, because I think it's clear we need to. Well, truthfully, we need 3. Brian? Two, I'm sorry. 2 and an alternate. No, he reapplied, but he's not here. And, you know, we were spoiled for a long time. I'm gonna be blunt. We were spoiled because we all have a long history here. We all were always here. But stuff happens when you least expect it, and it was kind of the ball's rolling more and more and more. And it could end up being just 3 of us. Now, I know we're good, but that's not even a good offer. I think we need a full board. Exactly. Exactly. And there's more of a give and take of thought, processing when you have like.
Do we have to formally ask that should not the commission, but the manager or village clerk reopen the applications? Since the deadline was
I
the
think,
15th, last, it's closed already. and there's a-
Yeah, but Mac, if anybody was interested in saw April 15th, they might say,
They were given a deadline that, the 15th, so, you know.
Yeah, I think the deadline was mainly to put it on the agenda for the
next
next
meeting.
commission.
Still, right.
But if others came came afterwards, but yeah, if we could have the,
So the problem is the email, she tried so hard, she covered everything. Nobody's gonna read all that. And to find your individual interest, you really need each board to have gone out separately so that people go right to their interest. And when they first went to the new e-blast system, the subject line was always the same, new e-blast system. Right, you gotta go in there and tell people what it is. You gotta catch them in like 5-second sound bites. So considering we're down to probably 3 people, I think it's crucial that that goes out again.
Have you thought about maybe events that the park has at a table? If somebody's saying, you know, if you're interested in these posts or
In general, yeah,
that's what they do that.
every
in
board, that's a good idea.
High school with clubs, you know,
Mhm,
you have able to. So there's been a lot of events lately, you know, with Easter egg and now you have Earth Day and stuff like that. You have people publicly.
personally, I wouldn't mind having the commissioners solicit some someone for a position.
Exactly. Well, we don't.
Pardon? I'm sure you
I know,
do.
Matt, you always have.
We know you are active. And thank you. So,
That's made a big difference on the foundation. Your efforts made a big difference on the foundation.
okay, yes, if we
motion
have
to
no
adjourn?
objections, could I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye.